Arizona's cities have battled the heat and pressures of urbanization from searing summers to expansive suburban districts. But what if we told you there's an amazing shift taking on in the desert? Join us as we reveal the fascinating narrative of how Arizona's cities are transforming into a sustainable green oasis in surprising ways. Discover the cutting-edge techniques, creative personalities, and powerful community initiatives that are transforming the landscape and countering the urban heat island effect. Arizona has seen significant population and economic expansion, resulting in wide suburban regions and the formation of the heat island effect. Arizona has historically been an agricultural center, bringing people from all over the world in quest of economic possibilities due to its desert environment with hot summers and moderate winters. In the 1950s, the introduction of the portable air conditioner changed the region, resulting in tremendous growth in population and economic activity. As a result, cities such as Phoenix and Tucson grew swiftly, giving rise to enormous suburban regions. However, urban development has contributed to the heat island effect. The heat island effect arises when developed areas endure greater temperatures than their natural surroundings. Cities' buildings, roads, and other infrastructures absorb and re-emit solar heat more effectively than natural landscapes such as woods and bodies of water. This phenomenon has the potential to change local wind patterns, contribute to cloud and fog formation, modify humidity levels, and influence precipitation rates. The widespread use of air conditioning exacerbates the heat island effect by introducing more ambient heat into cities. According to Arizona University research, air conditioning units generate heat during the night, raising the mean air temperature by more than 1% in certain urban areas. Recognizing the mounting impact of climate change and increasing heat in their towns, Tucson's leadership has begun an ambitious project to mitigate the heat island effect. Tucson intends to become a leading carbon-neutral city by 2030 by using innovative and cost-effective green infrastructure initiatives. With programs like Trees Are Cool and Cool Corridor, Mesa and Phoenix are trying to get people to help by giving them free trees and other tools to help them plant them. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration has found that Arizona's weather is getting more extreme, and the number of people who have died from high heat has gone up in recent years. As per a review from the Arizona Division of Well-Being Administrations, 835 individuals passed on from heat-related or heat-caused causes in 2020. This is almost twice as many as the 443 people who died in 2019. There were 855 deaths in 2021, 302 of which were caused by heat, and 552 of which were caused by heat. The County Public Health Department expresses that from January 1st to November 1st, 2022, a record 378 individuals kicked the bucket from heat-related causes in the Maricopa region, which is the quickest developing district in the nation and home to Phoenix, one of the most smoking spots in the U.S. Nick Arnold, who is in charge of congressional programs at the Group Climate Cabinet that works to protect the climate, said that the shocking numbers aren't an accident. Arnold said, "We're seeing more heat and dryness because of climate change. Places that don't have enough trees have more extreme heat during the day because the pavement and a lot of our infrastructure absorb heat from the sun and then give it back out at night, even when there isn't as much solar energy." In February, Mesa Mayor John Gills announced a program called Trees Are Cool. The goal of the program is to plant 1 million trees in the city by 2050. As a part of the plan, the mayor's office set up an online tool to keep track of trees that have been planted, taking into account the trees that are already there. The data will help the city keep track of its efforts to reach its goals. The website also shows which Mesa areas are more likely to be affected by the heat and gives tips on how to choose, plant, and take care of trees. News stories say that Mesa residents can get up to $100 for planting 2 trees through the city's neighborhood planting program. Volunteers can also help plant the trees. On the webpage for the city of Mesa, you can find out more about the program. In 2021, Phoenix made news when it opened the first Office of Heat Response and Mitigation, which was paid for by the government. The 4-person team, led by David Hondula, an environmental science professor at Arizona State University, has come up with a plan to fight urban heat and the health risks it brings. Laura Martins, a landscape planner who knows a lot about desert plants, is one of the most important people on the team. Martins' job as the team's urban tree program manager is to add more trees to Phoenix. Her work builds on the city's Tree and Shade Master Plan from 2010, which aims to cover 25% of the city with trees by 2030. Martins thinks that only 12% of the city is covered by trees now. Martins said that the different city offices are in charge of putting trees in different parts of Phoenix. For example, Phoenix Urban Forestry is in charge of major streets and parks. Martins' goal is to get everyone to work together on a master plan for planting trees. She said that this could be done by giving people incentives to plant trees on private property when new buildings are built, and by finding ways to get people to plant trees in existing places. The city already has events where city workers plant trees, but Martins' office is working on a program where people can help. She hopes it will be working by the end of the year. Phoenix has a program called Cool Corridor that plants trees and helps other plants along city streets to reduce the effects of urban heat islands. Anyone who wants to help with this project can get more information from the city's street transportation department. As Arizona's temperature continues to rise, the growing number of homeless people in Phoenix has led to a rise in the number of places to get warm. The quantity of homeless in the Maricopa region hopped from 1,646 in 2016 to 5,029 in January 2022, as per the Maricopa Association of Governments. Even though planting more trees in the city is a long-term answer to the high heat, help may be needed right away for those who are suffering. The City Council has set aside $3 million from the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act to put up shade structures made by people. The Office of Heat Response and Mitigation is in charge of the project. Built environment expert Mary Wright said, "Built shade can allow us to strategically provide shade in places where a tree probably wouldn't survive, or where a tree may need more water to survive." She said that the project is still in the planning stages and that community feedback, product availability, cost, safety, and looks are still being taken into account. She said all of the building plans will be flexible enough to include the work of local artists, which is a high priority for the community. Another contribution is of Brad Lancaster in turning Arizona cities green. Brad Lancaster's philosophy is based on the concept of commodifying water, which emphasizes the need for collective effort and cooperation within a community in order to improve local water supplies instead of perceiving water as a commodity. Brad pushes for a shift in perspective to see it as a common resource that necessitates collaboration and appropriate care. Brad's green infrastructure initiatives, such as the installation of sidewalk bioswales for rainwater gathering, have had a dramatic influence on his area. Brad has not only alleviated floods, but also promoted groundwater recharge and generated cooling benefits through shade and vegetation by reducing sidewalks and curbs to reroute storm runoff into roadside ecosystems planted with native drought-hardy plants. Water conservation, enhanced soil health, and greater biodiversity are just a few of the advantages of these ecosystem-based solutions. The success of Brad's projects has earned the city of Tuscan's support. The city has embraced his ideas and installations, recognizing the good effects and possibilities of his approach. The endorsement exemplifies the importance of collaboration in accomplishing long-term goals by demonstrating the connection between grassroots initiatives and government backing. Arizona and its citizens may work together to improve local water resources, manage water shortages, and develop a more resilient and sustainable city working firm on these strategies. As the project moves forward, it is important to stay up to date, so tell us in the comments what you think. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our incredible innovations.